comedy, or it may have been a tragedy. It cost one man his reason. It cost me a bloodletting. It cost yet another man the penalties of the law. Yet there is certainly an element of comedy. Well, you shall judge for yourselves.
There's a chance for you to make some money, Watson. Have you ever heard the name of Garrideb?
Here you are, miss. Here's your deputy, mister.
Thank you. Why, Holmes?
Ah, that's a long story. Rather a whimsical one, too. I don't think in all our explorations of human complexities have we ever come upon anything more singular. The fellow will be here presently for cross-examination, so I won't open up the matter until he comes. But meanwhile, take a look in the directory.
Here you are, Holmes. Here it is. Garrideb. 136 Little Rider Street, W.
Sorry to disappoint you, my dear Watson, but this is the man himself. That is the address upon his letter. We want another to match here.
I want to see you, sir.
Thank you, Miss Wilson. Why, here it is. This is a different initial. John Garrideb, Counselor of Law, Moorville, Kansas, USA.
I'm afraid you must make yet. This gentleman is also in on the plot already, though I certainly did not expect to see him until this morning. However, he is in a position to tell us a good deal upon which I want to know.
Mr. Holmes? Ah, yes. Your pictures are not unlike you, sir, if I may say so. I believe you have had a letter from my namesake, Miss Natalie Garrideb, have you not?
Pray sit down.
Thank you.
We have some things to discuss. You are, of course, Mr. John Garrideb, mentioned in this document, but surely you've been in England for some time.
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Your whole outfit is English.
I've read of your tricks, Mr. Holmes, but I never thought I would be subject to them. Where do you read that?
The shoulder cut of your coat, toes of your boots. Could anyone doubt it?
Well, I had no idea I was so obviously Britisher. But business brought me over here some time ago, and so, as you say, my outfit is nearly all London. However, I guess your time is of value, and we did not meet to talk about the cut of my socks. What about getting down to the paper you hold in your hand?
Patience, Mr. Garrideb. Dr. Watson would tell you that these little digressions of mine sometimes prove in the end to have some bearing on the matter. But why did Miss Natalie Garrideb not come with you?
Well, why did she ever drag you into this at all? What in thunder had you to do with it? Here was a bit of professional business between two gentlemen, and one of them must needs call in a detective. I saw him this morning, and he told me this fool trick he had played me, and that's why I'm here. But I feel bad about it all the same.
There is no reflection upon you, Mr. Garrideb. It was simply deal upon her part to gain your end, an end which is, I understand, equally valid for both of you. She knew that I had means of getting information, and therefore it was very natural that she should apply for me.
Well, that puts it different. When I went to see him this morning, and he told me he had sent for a detective, I just asked for your address and came right away. I don't want police butting into a private matter. But if you are content, just help us find the man, and there can be no more harm in that.
Well, that is just how it stands. And now, sir, since you are here, we had best have a clear account from your own lips. My friend here knows nothing of the details.
Did he know?
We usually work together.
Well, there's no reason it should be kept a secret. And I'll give you the facts as short as I can make them. If you came from Kansas, I would not need to explain to you who Alexander Hamilton Garrideb was. He made his money in real estate and afterwards in the wheat pit at Chicago. But he spent it in buying up as much land as would make one of your counties, lying along the Arkansas River west of Fort Dodge. It's grazing land and lumber land and arable land and mineralized land and just every sort of land that brings dollars to the man that owns it. He had no kith nor kin, or if he had, I never heard of it. But he took a kind of pride in the queerness of his name. That was what brought us together. I was in law at Topeka, and one day I had a visit from the old man, and he was tickled to death to meet another man with his own name. It was his pet fad, and he was dead set to find out if there were any other more Garridebs in the world. "Find me another," said he. I told him I was a busy man and could not spend my life hiking around the world in search of Garridebs. "Nonetheless," said he, "that is just what you will do if things pan out as I planned them." I thought he was joking, but there was a powerful lot of meaning in the words, so I was soon to discover it. For he died within a year of saying those words, and he left a will behind him, and it was the queerest will that was ever filed in the state of Kansas. This property was divided into 3 parts, and I was to have one on condition that I found 2 Garridebs who would share the remainder. It's $5 million per each if it's a cent, but we can't lay a finger on it until we all 3 stand in a row. It was so big a chance that I had just let my legal practice slide, and I set forth looking for Garridebs. There is not one in the United States. I went through it, sir, with a fine-toothed comb, and never a Garrideb could I catch. Then I tried the old country. Sure enough, there was a name in the London telephone directory. I went after him 2 days ago and explained the whole matter to him. But he's a lone man like myself, with some women relations, but no men. It says 3 adult men in the will. So, you see, we still have a vacancy. And if you can help to fill it, we will very ready to pay your charges. Boy, it's a long night.
Well, Watson, I said it was rather whimsical, did I not? I should have thought, sir, that your obvious way was to advertise in the agony columns of the papers.
I have done that, Mr. Holmes. No replies.
Oh, dear me. Well, it's certainly the most curious little problem. I may take a glance at it at my leisure. By the way, it is curious that you should have come from Topeka. I used to have a correspondent. He is dead now. Mr. Lysander Starr, who was mayor in 1890.
Ah, good old Star. His name is still honored. Well, Mr. Holmes, I suppose what we can do is to report to you and let you know how we progress. I reckon you'll hear it within a day or 2.
Syracusan of the best period. They degenerated greatly towards the end. At the best, I hold them supreme, though some prefer the Alexandrian school. You will find a chair here, Mr. Holmes. Pray allow me to clear these bones. And you, sir. Ah, yes, Dr. Watson. If you would have the goodness to put the Japanese vase to one side. Thank you. You see round me my little interests in life. My doctor lectures me about never going out, but why should I go out when I have so much here to interest me? I can assure you that the adequate cataloging of just one of these collections would take me a good 3 months.
But do you tell me you never go out?
Oh, now and again, I go down to Sotheby's or Christie's. Otherwise, I very seldom leave my room. I'm not too strong, and my researches are very absorbing. But you can imagine, Mr. Holmes, what a shock, pleasant but terrific, it was for me when I heard of this unparalleled good fortune. It only needs one more Garrideb, just one more, to complete the matter, and surely we can find one. I had a brother, but he is dead, and the female relatives are disqualified. But there must surely be others in the world. I had heard that you handled strange cases, and that was why I sent for you. Of course, this American gentleman is quite right. I should have taken his advice first and acted for the best.
I think you acted very wisely indeed. But are you really anxious to acquire a estate in America?
Certainly not, sir. Nothing would induce me to leave my collection. But this gentleman has assured me that he will buy me out as soon as we have established our claim. $5 million was the sum named. There are a dozen specimens on the market at the present moment which fills gaps in my collection which I'm unable to purchase for want of a few £100. Just think of what $5 million would do. Why, I have the nucleus of a national collection. I shall be the Hans Sloane of my age.
I merely called to make your acquaintance, and there is no reason why I should interrupt your studies. I prefer to establish personal touch with those whom I do business. There are a few questions I need to ask, for I have your very clear narrative in my pocket, and I filled up the blanks when this American gentleman called. I understand that up to this week you were unaware of his existence.
That is so. He called last Tuesday.
Did he tell you of our interview today?
Yes, he came straight back to me. He had been very angry.
Why should he be angry?
Well, he seemed to think it's some reflection on his honor, but he was quite cheerful again when he returned.
Did he suggest any course of action?
No, sir, he did not.
Has he had or asked for any money from you?
No, sir, never.
You see no possible object he has in view?
None except what he states.
Did you tell him of our telephone appointment?
Yes, sir, I did.
Have you any articles of great value in your collection?
No, sir, I am not a rich woman. It's a good collection, but not a very valuable one.
You have no fear of burglars?
Not in the least.
How long have you been in these rooms?
Nearly 5 years.
Someone knocking?
I wonder who that could be.
Here you are. I thought I should be in time to get you. Mr. Garrideb, my congratulations. You are a rich man, sir. Our business is happily finished and all is well. As to you, Mr. Holmes, we can always say we are sorry if we have given you any useless trouble. Just listen to this advertisement. Howard Garrideb, constructor of agricultural machinery. Binders, reapers, steam and hand plows, drills, harrows, farmers, carts, buckboards, and all other appliances. Estimates for artesian wells. Apply, Grosvenor Building, Aston.
Glorious! That makes our third man.
He wanted to get our amiable friend out of this room. That is very clear. And as the collector never went out, it took some planning to do it. The whole of this Garrideb adventure was apparently for no other end. I must say, Watson, that there is a certain devilish ingenuity about it. Even if the queer name of the tenant did give him an opening which he could hardly have expected, he wove this plot with remarkable cunning.
But what did he want?
Well, that is what we are here to find out. It has nothing whatever to do with our client so far as I can read the situation. It is something connected with the man he murdered, the man who may have been his confederate in crime. There is some guilty secret in this room. That is how I read it. At first I thought our friend might have something in his collection more valuable than he knew. Something worth the attention of a big criminal. But the fact that Roger Prescott of evil memory inhabited these rooms points to some deeper reason. Well, Watson, we can but possess our souls in patience and see what the hour may bring.
Gotcha.
Well, I guess you've been one too many for me, Mr. Holmes. Soften my game, I suppose you played me for a sucker from the first. Well, sir, I hand it to you, sir, but you have beat me in.
You're not hurt, Watson? For God's sake, say that you're not hurt.
Oh, you're scratch.
You're right, it's quite superficial. But the Lord is well with you. If you killed Watson, you have not got out of this room alive. Now, sir, what do you have to say for yourself? Oh, a printing press.
Yes, I'm a cutter.
A counterfeiter's outfit.
Yes, sir, the greatest counterfeiter London ever saw. That's Prescott's machine, and those bundles on the table are 2,000 of Prescott's notes. Worth 100 each and fit to pass anywhere. Help yourselves, gentlemen. Call it a deal and let me beat it.
We don't do things like that, Mr. Evans. There is no gold hole for you in this country. You shot this man, Prescott, did you not?
Yes, sir. I got 5 years for it, though it was he who pulled on me. 5 years when I should have had a medal the size of a soup plate. No living man could tell a Prescott from a Bank of England, and I hadn't put him out, he would have flooded London with it. I was the only one in the world who knew where he made them. Can you wonder what I wanted to get to the place? And can you wonder that when I found this crazy boob of a bug hunter with a queer name squatting right on top of it and never quitting this room, I had to do the best I could to ship him. Maybe I would have been wiser if I had put him away. It would have been easy enough. But I'm a soft-hearted guy. I can't begin shooting unless the other man has a gun. But say, Mr. Holmes, what have I done wrong anyhow? I've not used this plant. I've not hurt this old stiff. Where do you get me?
Only attempted murder so far as I can see, but that's not our job. They take that at the next stage. What we wanted at present was just your sweet self. Please give the yard a call, Watson. It won't be entirely unexpected.